Welcome to
The Neapolitan.
Scoop Podcast.
My name is Steph.
My name is Shay.
and my name is Rose. Thank you for tuning into the Neapolitan Scoop Podcast, where you get your weekly scoop. I am sick today, so if my voice leaves at any point, I'm sorry. If you have not subscribed to the podcast, what are you waiting for? Go and subscribe. Today's topic is Diobra de Leon Redden. I believe that's how you say his name. We went back and forth. It kind of looks like Deborah. It's spelled Deobra. He is age 30. At this point, if you have not seen the viral video, you must be living under a rock. It's been everywhere. The Clark County District Judge, Mary Kay Holthus, was back at work the day after the attack. Police said the suspect told officers he tried to kill the judge. So he told the cops he wanted to kill her. Yeah.
All right. All right, let's look at the video real quick. Let's see. I figured out how to make it work.
Awesome. He needs to teach us how to do that.
All right, so can y'all see it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I looked at it.
I mean, you lived it, I
I
suppose.
just looked at it, yeah.
Yeah.
And,
3 felonies, a gross, 9 misdemeanors, multiple DVs. Got a lot going on, sir.
yeah, I just figured like,
Battery on a
9
protected person,
misdemeanors?
robberies,
Robberies,
attempted
Battery.
invasion.
battery, domestic
Go ahead, I
violence.
didn't mean to interrupt you. I was just.
I just figured like, I'm in a better place in my mind, my mental health, I have a support system. I just got hired as a teamster for, the union, making $20 an hour. And like the reason behind every single domestic violence, I've been dealing with mental health, and I didn't know that I was dealing with mental health. And they put me in mental health court, and I still didn't know that I had a mental health problem until it was August 2022 when I realized I have a problem with this. And like having a dictionary and like understanding myself, getting to know myself a little better, and applying it to my
This video got
personality,
15 million views.
having an epiphany at that
Bro.
moment in those instances, and just like trying to learn from my mistakes, And I feel like I shouldn't be sent to prison, but if it's appropriate for you, then you have to do what you have to do. But I figure that, if I'm
No, he didn't just say you gotta do what you gotta do.
I'm not out there committing crimes now.
And then what happens when you do what you gotta do?
And then proceeds to,
I'm in
yeah.
a better place than I was then, so, but I'm a person who never stops trying to do the right thing, no matter how hard it is. And I just, and I'm trying, and I never give up trying to do the right thing.
We all
I'm not
trying.
a rebellious person. I'm not.
I try hard
don't
every
want you
day.
standing there. I want you to have to.
No, he's not a rebellious person.
As well, but the criteria of me saying this is that I'm a person that never stops trying to do the right things, even if it's hard. And I did the best I could.
That's what the criteria says.
Thank you.
I think the court can trust that he is going to perform well on probation.
Attorney, though.
I think he's worth this risk. The court wants the 1948 is suggested by the VA. I would have no issue with that, but to suspend it rather than just send him to prison for any length of time. I think it makes more sense.
That's the ADA or the DA that's talking, right?
That's his attorney.
The one that stepped. Okay, I didn't see his mouth moving. That's all it was.
I appreciate that, but I think it's time that he gets a taste of something else because I just can't with that history. In accordance
think
with the
that's
laws
what
of
triggered
state,
him.
this court-
Yeah, that's what triggered him.
Oh Lord, I can't stop it. Hold on.
I think that's what triggered him. That she said it's time that he gets a taste of something else. Because that would have triggered me too. I would have been like, bitch, what you mean?
I don't think she meant it like that. I think she meant to just like it's time for you to learn your lesson and have have a different outcome because what we've been doing ain't working. That's what I think she meant.
I think so too.
But I can
the way it
also
came
hear it on the
across,
other side too.
yeah, the way it came across was like, Judge, he just told you he had mental health issues, and you went back
And
and
he up here thinking you talking about putting a little dangling in his booty, and he don't like that.
what? Wait, what?
No, honestly, I would have translated it that way too, like a taste of something else. What you trying to say? Like basically, you
Yeah,
sending me to prison,
yeah.
like say I'm a taste of something else. A taste
Mm.
of what? What you insinuating? Especially if
Yeah.
he's done before. You know, you don't know what type of
Hmm.
he's dealing with based on what he may have experienced the last few times he went in. So I've never heard that part. I didn't hear the judge say, "Tell me get a taste of something else."
No.
I think she should.
Bitch.
Yeah, I think it's time for him to learn his lesson. A taste of something downstairs. Not somebody to prison.
And that was
Ooh.
he don't tolerate that. He said, "Nah, that was
Mm.
disrespectful." That's why he came for her. I think he misunderstood.
Like,
Well, I ain't gonna say he misunderstood it. He understood it how he understood it. However, his brain
That.
thought she said
Mhm.
that.
That.
it was a trigger. He probably just heard it. It was like it probably
What?
just took him back to something because the way he flew, nah, that was
Man, he
like
looked like
something.
Superman. He flew like
He
fucking
put no,
Clark Kent.
what do you call that? Flight or fight. It was
Fight or
like
flight.
He
That
chose
boy
both.
fought.
He chose
He
both
said
of them.
both. He chose violence.
Dang.
child.
And it's like I'm thinking like how tall this man gotta be because either he tall or that bench was short. Like I don't know which one it was, but I feel like he was tall, and I feel
Yeah,
like he
he
had a
was
good
kind of
running
tall.
start.
Bruh.
I feel like nobody expected for that to
I've
happen that day, and it
honestly
caught everybody off guard.
It sure did.
angle where they show him actually like flying.
Flying?
Like I'm like, did he jump on the desk and then just dive in?
Maybe. Maybe.
He did something. I can't believe he did that. That's crazy.
Man.
I think the judge. Well, you know what? She didn't stay ready because her reaction was real slow. She was just like,
It's like she
I think she
saw
was like, what
it,
the hell
but
is
then
going
she
on?
didn't know what to do. Like she probably thought that he was gonna get stopped before he got super close to
That.
her.
Mm-hmm. I think so too.
"That's
That's
intense."
crazy. Yeah.
I was that flagpole. It was gonna be me, him, and that flagpole.
But did you see her, who is he, the clerk or the coordinator? He jumped after that on the video. There's someone.
He needs a raise.
He's
And I'm not talking
employee
about
of the month and like a $50,000 raise.
employee of the month. I need a good raise, sis. You need to give me at least $10,000 more at the minimum. $20,000 at the
Because now
most.
he's also doing the constables and the bailiffs work.
Somebody about to hire him if they don't
I
give him a
was
raise.
I was like, that's probably the only job where you can go to work and beat a nigga ass and then keep your job.
Yeah. Yeah.
We all probably wanted to beat somebody ass at work. You just had a day, you want to just beat somebody ass. I don't know who it is. I don't know. But then you just can't because you lose your job.
Hallelujah.
This day, it was the day to take whatever
He said,
action
it
you
is
had.
my turn. He said, no, you didn't. You caught me on a good day. Because today
He
was the
did come
day.
to her rescue, though. He did. You know, he was the closest
They
one. He
probably have a
sprang
good
into action
relationship.
fast.
She's probably a good
Right.
judge.
Yeah.
Because, if she was a shitty judge, he would have been like, oops.
Slide that yawn over to the side.
Let the bailiff jump in.
That ain't my job.
Shit, it sure would be my job. I'd be over there looking because I'm not getting in the way.
Mhm.
Yeah, man, kudos to him because his reaction was on point.
Yeah.
He was like, "You, not her,"
Yeah.
and I was like, "Wow."
They said
Right.
the bailiff got beat up pretty bad. Whoever if he was fighting on, he got beat up pretty bad.
Yeah, because you can hear, and there's another video where you can actually hear them saying something like "stop" or something like that.
Yeah. That was
A
probably
bailiff got beat up.
Mm-hmm.
Someone got beat up because you can hear them in the background.
What?
The questions.
Oh, I was had the video on. All right, so all right, so we kind of talked. I mean, what we talked about what you feel about the video, what you think about it, what happened in there, how everybody came to the rescue or not. Okay, so what do you think his state of mind was? He talked about his mental
Bitch.
health issues.
It's a state of mind, bitch. He got triggered.
Oh,
I think that's the fact that she said, "I understand what you said, but I think it's time that you got to taste of something else." She basically discredited everything he said.
Yeah,
You know, I had not heard the full video. I had seen the video, but I hadn't actually paid attention to it.
yeah,
Because kind of there's a lot going on. But when you hear him kind of tell her all his issues and he's saying, "I've changed," blah blah blah, which is, we know it's bullshit. You don't change. You just don't want the jail time. But she
right.
goes back and discredits him. Basically says, "Okay, but like, bitch, I just pour my heart out to you, and I don't tell me I need to taste of something else."
yo, man, that's exact. That's automatically came to my mind right now.
That's how.
Somebody said his intuitive thoughts came out like to life. You know how you be thinking about you just think about just doing the craziest shit, but you don't do it. You know, this man was like, I'm gonna do it.
He said,
it.
"I'm already going to do the time. Might as well get another thing." But you know, he is now being charged with attempted murder because he attacked the judge.
On an elderly person.
Yeah, so that's, dude, like, I hope it really was worth it for him.
I agree. I hope he got it off his chest. I hope he feel good about it, and now he can peacefully get time because he added time to his time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had that when he went to court, they had that mask on his face because apparently he'd be spitting at people while he back there.
He also had his hands like tied, and he looked like,
yeah, they probably have a padded room.
He looked like Hannibal Lecter.
And it's sad because I feel like minorities can't play that mental issues card. Overlook their mental issues. So I think it's sad because he clearly does have some mental issues. Like he said it himself. He said he didn't know he had mental issues until
even when they put him in the court, he still didn't believe it.
Until he got a dictionary.
Right.
Come on, bro. Like, I think he explained his issues, but I think that's what his attorney should have done. I feel like that was the attorney's job to say my client is, and I think the attorney would have done it more eloquently.
Yeah.
Because of the way that he came across was like, come on, you're trying to get away with this. But he actually made some good points. Like Shay said, he said he was in mental health court and he still couldn't admit that he had mental health issues. Then he said he was put through some other programs and he still couldn't accept that he had issues. And I think the attorney could have done a better job at just kind of explaining and kind of putting it in that court terminology.
Yeah.
Where maybe the judge would have actually been like, okay, let me give you a little bit of credit.
Or it could have been that they probably thought that she was the type of judge, okay, well, just tell her that just tell her what you've been working on, tell her how you've been working to make yourself better. She could have probably been one of those judges. However, because of his history, that just didn't work for him. And it could have been one of those situations where, okay, tell her how you're working on this and you're trying to get better, you're taking classes, you're trying to change, blah, blah, blah. And some judges, they do have a heart for that type of stuff. And it could have been her, but maybe just that day, just for him, that did not work out for him. Because it's every case by case.
And I think he just didn't, I don't know. It was...
Yeah. Well, I was just saying, like, he didn't even wait to hear what the verdict was. It was like, that's how I feel like, that's why I think it was like a trigger to him. Because all he heard was, I think it's time for him. What was the terminology?
To get a taste of something else.
Of something else.
And then he reacted. It's not like he heard, I'm sentencing him to 10 years in prison. All he heard was, I think it's time for him to get a taste of something else. That taste of something else could have been a year in jail. I mean, a month in jail, 2 months in jail. I doubt it would have been that.
60 days, 90 days, a year.
Something that was doable, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like now, like whatever you were going to get is going to be multiplied times probably 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
It could have been like mandatory mental health, assistance or something like that, but he just decided to say, bitch.
I definitely think he was gonna get jail time. He was gonna get jail time, but it would have been a lot less than he get now.
And it might have been like county jail. He might have thought he was in prison or something, which county jail prison is a little different, you know. So that's why I feel like it was just a trigger. Like in his mind, he just heard those words, and he probably just flashed back to probably an experience he had in jail, and he just reacted, and he took it all out on whoever. And I mean, honestly, if I was his attorney, I would definitely use that defense to try to lower his sentence. But I don't think his attorney really cared, honestly. Like even when the fight was going on, his attorney was the one that was standing up there, and he was like, "Don't do this."
And he wasn't in the middle of it.
Like, man, I'm just ready to go home. I think it's Friday. It's the weekend. That's what he looked like. He didn't look like he genuinely.
He looked like he was a court-appointed attorney. He said, "I would get paid enough for this shit."
There are some court appointees that do care, honestly, there's some that you hire that don't care. So we could probably guesstimate that he might have been a court appointed based on the fact that he was just sitting up there like, well, he let him talk. You know, like honestly, an attorney is not supposed to let their client talk unless they're on the stand.
He would have told him to be quiet.
He should have been like, "That's what you hired me for. Like, let me handle it." You know, he was just letting him just standing there like doing this, and I'm like, and
then when to be honest, he probably scared of his own client. That man probably even let him get a word in.
Maybe you do have those people too. That's true.
Facts. But that's what I was gonna say. I'm like, he didn't even hear the sentencing. Like, we don't even know how much time he was gonna get. Now I'm curious to know how much time he was gonna initially get. But we never got to that point.
Oh, we got to in accordance with the state of Nevada.
And you know, they be wild in Nevada. Like, you ain't trying to go to jail in Nevada. Like, it be wild out there.
I think it was in Vegas as well. I think. I'm not sure, but that's where it was.
I don't want to go to jail in Vegas. It sounds scandalous. Like, no, I don't want to.
How does it sound scandalous?
Steph said it sounds scandalous.
They got what? Aliens.
Yeah, you didn't hear about the alien fighting
the
in Vegas?
Girl, I ain't seen not one alien. All them damn officers out there, not one picture of an alien.
Good. Well, when they do see the aliens, I ain't trying to be in jail in Vegas. Let me put it like that. No, ma'am. No ham, no turkey.
You think the alien gonna be in jail?
It might be like, hey man, let's take y'all up there to do some studies on y'all. They ain't gonna miss y'all anyways.
Oh man,
studies on y'all.
Make y'all food bait for the aliens to see if they like human meat.
Jeez. How did we get to the aliens and the human?
All right. Okay.
I can't.
So, do you think that was a good representation of him outside of court? You know,
he did say he had mental health issues, so that showed us you have mental health issues for sure.
Plus the history, his background. And I feel like if you pop off on a cop, a judge, you just have you pop off on anybody. If you were willing to go there at the flick of like this, you will pop off on an average person. So he probably beating on women. I'll say something wrong to him he don't like, and he go crazy.
He had battery, assault, domestic violence, and theft, or was it?
I think it was theft.
Man,
I don't know.
So it was something like that. But he had, what was it? I think she said 8 misdemeanors and 2 felonies, something like that, and DV. He got a record, so that tells us he He's probably, like you said, one of those people that just kind of just gets triggered very easily.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the one thing I can appreciate from him is the fact that he actually acknowledged that he had a mental health. Now, I don't know if while he was in prison, he read a book that said use mental health as a defense. I don't know. But
Right.
I think anybody, especially as a man, that he has a mental health illness, like, and he said it. He said, I didn't discover it until XYZ day. And because he has such a huge track record, it's like, you have to question it. Like, he might have a mental health illness. It's just like, you have to think about it, like some of these homeless people that have mental health illness. They be having like 10 misdemeanors for trespassing.
Yeah.
They're not trespassing. They know better. They're trespassing because they don't know no better.
Sometimes
but
they're just trying to get somewhere to sleep.
they're just trying to get somewhere to sleep. And it's like he said, you got to do what you got to do. So I think in this situation, he definitely represented himself like the streets probably would have wanted him to, like, or at least like the streets thought he would be. Like, I think it was expected.
Yeah.
But I honestly think he just needs to get help. Like some type of treatment. I don't know if he's on any type of treatment or something, but that's one of the things I would say that that some of the criminal justice systems lack is like getting some of these people treatment. And they have to understand that some of these people don't knowing that they need treatment. But if you don't give them the grace to say, okay, let me find out if something is actually mentally wrong with you, then you're gonna be thinking, oh, you just crazy. Like you just do what you want to do. You just talking back because you want. No, people have serious mental health illnesses. Like I was talking to a guy the other day and he came to me and he was like, he had anxiety. And he was a young guy, like maybe 20, 21. And he was like, he just asked me like, well, what's the process? This is my first time in jail and I have real severe anxiety. Is there any way that they can give me my medication? And I was like, look, I said, I have no control over who gives you your medication. I said, all I can do is call them and tell them, hey, that you need the medication. I said, but I can't make them give you the medication. But what I did tell them, I was like, look, what I can tell you is that your best bet to try to get out of here is to just sit down and not bother nobody. I said, just try to control yourself. Don't talk shit. Don't do this. Just be quiet and you'll be out of here before you know it. But if you have somebody that is talking to you and saying, oh, I don't know what's going to happen. You got to go to court. You got to do this. And just being dismissive, then of course your anxiety is going to elevate because now you don't even keep in mind that when you have anxiety, you make up things in your mind. You just be thinking, oh, I'm about to go to jail. I'm about to do this. I'm about to do that. So your nerves are like at an edge. The minute somebody says something you don't want to hear, you snap it. So it's like I think people people sometimes just need to understand that not everybody is sane. Like you have people out. Majority of society has some type of mental illness.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's what people need to realize. And this guy, if they know that this guy had a mental illness, people should have been prepared for him to react. Like nobody was prepared. Everybody was just sitting there letting him run his mouth. And then he jumped.
Because they didn't believe him. They didn't believe him.
Exactly. Like people be playing with, but it's like, don't play with people because they're going to show you what they about.
But I think you make a really good point, Steph. If we look back at the history of the criminal justice, once all those mental health hospitals where all these people were being put closed, what was the next facility for them? It was jails. So unfortunately, the jails have become facility for mental health people, even if it's acknowledged. And like you said, one of the things that we all know is that although some of these systems, some of these jails or some of these counties say, oh, we're working on reintegrating these people into society, what happens after the jail, though? there's no follow-up to reintegrate these people into society. You don't follow up on them to see that they're making their mental health visits to their caseworkers or to get their medication. Like you said, you explained some of these people are homeless. Sometimes these homeless people don't have access to go get their medication, even if the county, even if the state is giving them medication, or it's limited. Now we're dealing with Medicaid, Medicare, all this, and that doesn't cover everything that they need sometimes. So I think the issue becomes the high numbers of reoffending or recidivism based on the fact that we don't have good reintegration into criminal justice system. And it's, we can go on and on about how fucked up the criminal justice is in our country, but yeah, that's what it is. They just want to push people out of the jails so that they don't have to deal with these large numbers. But then when they come back, they're just kind of like, oh, well, you have a big criminal record. Why don't you take the time as the criminal justice system, as the person that represents the criminal justice system, to see why this person has 8 misdemeanors, 2 felonies, and is now attacking you? Like, there's clearly something wrong with this person. What's happening? Where is it failing? And there's so much into why a person can go into criminal activity that now we're looking at theories and all that stuff. But it's like, take the time as a criminal justice system, understand these people, understand where they're coming from, treat them, and then help them actually reintegrate fully as a member of society, because they can be active members of society, but they need that additional help.
Yeah.
It's just
Right.
crazy.
That's true. That's facts right there. Like, we need somebody, like you say, you throw somebody out there in society. It's like, once they're done, your case is closed. I'm finished with you. You figure it out on
You're
your
not my
own.
problem.
But understand that just turns out to be a repeated cycle. Once you throw
Yes.
them back out, they're gonna go back in because they don't know what to do after that. So they're gonna
Yeah.
go back and So, child, like you said, it's the history behind the criminal justice system is the history that we are currently living and creating. It's just ongoing, and it's been ongoing for years. And I don't understand. Build more. We're building more prisons, more private penitentiaries and stuff like that, and it makes you question, like, is it about the money, or is it
It
really
is.
about the people?
No, it's about the money.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day,
Yeah.
like you said, those private entities, those private prisons, they get paid per prisoner. They get paid per meal. And the meals that they're feeding these people are basically 2-3 cents, and they're getting paid $5 or $6. So
Per
County
day.
get paid per person too. And then it's
Mhm.
more when you have somebody that got mental health or health issues because of the medications and
Mhm.
stuff.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's ridiculous.
All right. Huh?
I said that got a little deep right there.
I mean, we always gotta, all 3 of us are in CJ, so we gotta nerd out sometimes and kind of
Yeah.
it kind of put it out there what our passion is and why we do CJ. So
Yep. And then we understand what goes on within it.
yeah,
Yeah.
that.
All right. Last question. What do you think of the courtroom security protocol?
Bruh.
Bruh.
Where was the
Fire.
bailiff? Like, why is the court coordinator or court
Clerk.
clerk jumping before the bailiff? Like, why? Because he's
Why
probably
was-
asleep doing this.
Or probably was back there running his mouth with one of them attorneys, having conversations about whatever they did over the holiday, making every
Trying to
shit
hit
sweet.
trying to hit on the CLO or something.
Who knows? I mean,
I
and
didn't
then,
want to know who pushed the panic alarm. Who
girl,
pushed the
Don't know that
panic
anybody
did they
did.
have time to push the panic alarm?
Right.
alarm? Went off like 5 minutes into the video, maybe.
Wow.
I'm like, what? So long to push the panic alarm. Like, the judge was already on the floor. He had already got his ass whooped. The clerk was trying to pick the judge up off the floor. And I'm like, then you hear the alarm going off. And I'm like, why did it take so long for the alarm to go off?
They
Like,
forgot protocol. They forgot protocol in the heat of the moment.
Oh my God, that just reminded me about the case in Harris County. You remember that guy that something happened in one court. So all the bailiffs ran to that court and left the guy out there with cuffs that ran out of the fucking court.
Yes. I
Like,
remember
come
that
on
case.
now. Like, really?
Girl.
Like, and then she goes on there and I think she's giving an interview. She's like, well, we broke protocol. The person that was supposed to be there with him was not supposed to leave. Well, I mean, you obviously didn't either. One, you didn't teach him. He was brand new and he should have had somebody else shadowing him to make sure he was doing his job. Or three, he just was like, priorities here, and that's where I have to go, and forgot everything else because adrenaline.
Yeah.
That man
And
probably
that
was
happened.
like, look to the left, look to the right.
Handcuffed, he's not going nowhere. But obviously, he was a trained criminal because he got out them handcuffs. Because he was
All the way.
handcuffed.
Listen, he got out of the courthouse, went into the elevator with cuffs on because he had to get, and then he got out of court. He got out of the past security, past all of the police officers that hang out there in front of the courthouse, and left.
I wonder how did he
That's-
manage to do that?
Because
if
I'm
you
glad
Huh?
You said what?
that's one of the times I would have been like, I'm glad I was off that day.
Man.
Because everybody got an answer to us today. How did this happen? And then the sergeant, she's there like all the time usually. I don't know where
Really?
their little station is, but yeah, because she was the one who was there for my case situation. So, but so I
Well,
see
you
her
need
a
to
lot
get
of
started with
times.
that.
Oh, child, it's behind me.
That's just how these courts are. That's just a little bit of how messed up the court system is. Like when people are running out of being the tanks, because I think he was in the tank, right? Or was he in the court inside the actual court? When people just
The guy-
walk out. Yeah.
No, I think he was in actual court. I think he was supposed to. So apparently the whole conflict was in one court. This guy
Right.
was in a different court.
Right.
So
Mhm.
they left him in that court and went to the other court. And that's when he was like, "Shh, this is my time to shine." And
Like, why do you need 20,000 bailiffs
For one person.
one person? That's always been my thing. It's like you all don't need to be there.
facts because and honestly, I think that may be a part of their protocol because I see it a lot. Like once that alarm goes off, all go running to that location, and it's like, well, y'all all go running. Who's watching these other people? These other 200.
They're supposed to have like 2 people per court. That's basically what they should have. And in the event you do have to go help your partner court, I think one bailiff should stay behind in the courtroom and the other one can go see their way. It's a total of 3 at least in that other court if you need it versus like all 4 or 10 cops for one person, whatever the situation was. But initially they should have 2.
Protocols being changed.
But they, with the sheriff's office, I'm pretty sure around the nation, they probably all short staffed, needing people.
Yeah.
And I know with Harris County, that's usually the issue too, with them being short staffed on officers as well. So maybe they only had one bailiff in the court that day. So when that shit popped off, flight of flight.
That may be protocol. Like when shit pop off, everybody move. So we don't know, but
again, let's hope they change that protocol because it surely, truly, honestly, after we saw that guy just leave maybe 10 floors and then exit out of the court, make his way out of court. Come on, it's not working. That's like the prime example of that not working.
That's horrible.
No, like, sir, where were you going?
I can see
if I would have gone home. I would have grabbed my cell phone, called my baby mama, call whoever I gotta call, and be like, come pick my ass up because I'm leaving. And find somebody that's gonna cut these cuffs off on me because
now she going to jail for harboring a fugitive.
Ain't nobody gonna know it's her. I mean, he
All
had to
right.
make his way out of there because have they caught him anyways? Like, I don't know that they've caught him.
I
They
want to say
did?
they have. I think
Oh,
so.
okay.
It's been so many high profile cases. I think like all the other ones done died down by now. There's just so much
Yeah,
stuff going on. It's crazy.
yeah.
That's why I just like I love. I'm not trying to be out here in the street. But people crazy. There are
Mm.
these crazy shootings. I'm like, look, I drive slow. You ain't gotta shoot me. Just go
Somebody got
around me.
stabbed on a metro,
I
downtown,
heard,
metro railing.
Oh, I heard that too.
like,
Huh?
what? Like, I don't understand what could be so bad that you stab somebody.
And
Like,
I
it's
can
not the
understand
situation.
like,
Like, sis, it's not that serious.
yeah. I'm like, I could argue back
Like,
and
it's
forth with you, but why we gotta result to beat you, da 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 da, or I'll stab you, I'll do this to you, I'll do that to you. Like, bitch, calm down. It ain't never that serious. I ain't trying to die over you.
I can already see you arguing, Shay.
because you were
It,
calmer than her. She was mad. You came back at her. Every time you came back at her and sounded intellectual,
It
she
just
got
pissed her
mad.
off.
She was like, "Oh, this bitch got some sense." Nah, I'm big mad.
I mean, and then how
Like
you mad at
you
me?
got
Because you in the wrong. Like, okay, you was in a hurry. You didn't feel like waiting. You didn't want to give me the right of way, even though I had the right of way. You didn't want to give it to me. And then you want to get confrontational because, oh, you see me mumble some words. So you want to get, oh, you big and bad. I want to know what you said. Let me raise my window down and ask you what you said. Oh, well, let me tell you what
she
I
said
said.
she was gonna run you over with her car, or you said
Or
you're not.
push me off my cart. Some shit she said about hitting me with my scooter or something.
I would have written that plate number and filed a complaint on her fucking ass. Baby, wait. Oh, I don't deal with that. I'm gonna sue your ass. I'm gonna go all Karen on your ass.
That's
uh,
crazy.
Don't tell me you're gonna run me over because now I gotta feel like every time I'm crossing this
yeah,
one particular street, I gotta look out for you trying to run me over.
yeah.
Nah,
And
I
so she
would have.
was like, "Oh, you can go ahead and go then." Nah, I'm not gonna go. I'm gonna wait because I don't want. I want to go in front of you. Try to fucking just think off of your what's that shit called again? Your intuitive thoughts, and then just fucking run my ass over.
I would have clicked a picture of her and said, just in case I get run over, people know
Thanks.
who it was.
Oh, that's
It's just
crazy.
acting so ignorant in front of the courthouse. Like, ma'am,
Man,
being recorded.
Some people
But you
just
know,
don't
people don't
care
know no.
though. They don't, and
They
some
don't
people
know
just don't
better.
give a fuck. They just don't
mhm,
care.
you're right.
Some people
And
just been.
some people actually lack the knowledge of knowing that you just threatened me, and that is
Mm-hmm.
a
Mm-hmm.
like that. Some people don't know that. They be like, some people be like, "Oh, I just said this." Well, you shouldn't have said that because that's a threat.
That's
Terroristic
illegal.
threat.
That's illegal.
Terroristic threat.
Yes, you're
Mhm.
terrorizing me. You're threatening me.
And I don't
How do I know you're
hesitate.
not gonna? You think it's for
Mhm.
play? I'm just gonna take you for play. You look very serious right now.
Mm-hmm.
We live in a time that you just never know, so can't take people.
Girl, I probably would have hit her damn car, flipped over that bitch, and get on the ground. Let's do this.
Stephanie, not the plague man.
Like this, girl,
Uh,
because these people like
and I just hate how much like people just
sis,
don't have any regard for pedestrians. Like, nigga, you can go to jail for hitting somebody when they have the right of way to cross the crosswalk and you don't allow them to. Somebody went to jail because somebody died for that in a different state. So you big and bad. Oh, you don't want to let nobody cross because you in a hurry. Okay, well, run somebody
Yeah,
ass over. That's gonna be in a hurry to get out of fucking prison.
I think it's a felony now if they
Yeah,
run you over or something like that.
it's a felony.
So because I think before it would have been like a misdemeanor or something attempted or something, and now it's a felony if you try to run over somebody.
Yeah, it's like a whole like law against it.
Hmm.
So yeah,
that's crazy.
run me up if you want to.
But it's
If
not
I ain't
for
that
me.
hurt, I'm gonna be that hurt. Do a little Teletubby fall.
Oh no.
That
Little
would've
tinky
been-
winky.
Let me tell you something. Across that hood. What you say she was driving?
It was an Audi.
Was it an Audi truck or an Audi car?
It was an SUV.
Oh, sis.
Oh, okay.
Some little ghetto
Bloop, bloop,
bitch got a little drug dealer who bought her a car. Cause she sure ain't
Why
acting like
she-
she got no fucking sense.
Why she gotta be
Well,
a ghetto bitch?
Because who gonna pop off like that? Be driving
And
a car
why you
like
gotta
that?
be a drug
educated.
dealer?
'Cause I think-
Shay.
Cause it was just giving ghetto. It was giving she ain't had no home training. It was giving she couldn't control herself. And I feel like a civilized person won't be driving the Audi unless they was either civilized or they had a drug dealer buy it for them.
Stop. Now you're just assuming. You're
I don't
going into
care.
conclusions.
FDB. I do not care about my assumptions.
I can't.
Honestly, if I would have been in her shoes, I would have been like, girl, this girl in a scooter. I'm off. Like, I would have been thinking all these things. I would have probably got out the car and be like, I'm so sorry. Like, I hate that you had to go around my car. Like, I would have said something to that nature. I wouldn't have been like, what you say, bitch?
Yeah.
First of all, I would have been like, okay, sis, you're in the wrong. You're in the wrong here. But not everybody is mature enough
That's what I
to
told her.
acknowledge.
I was like, yeah, I had the right of way. You're on the pedestrian. Bitch, you can't tell me why I can and can't park my car. Well, clearly you're on the pedestrian crosswalk. Clearly I can't.
She was parked.
I would
Not park. You know how you about to turn, but cars are coming. So she's itching because she wants to make that left turn.
Oh, okay.
But
Okay.
instead, you have people who can cross the street while you're waiting for your green light to go.
Oh,
but-
I see. So she was waiting to turn, and that's when you were coming in, and y'all both just got.
First of all, I was minding my business.
I do that,
I had my
so
earpods
I don't
in like I
know.
have right now. And I think what the problem was, maybe when I pulled up to that corner, I don't know what I said. I probably said this fucking bitch on the crosswalk or something. But again, she had her window up. And I'm over here, but I probably
Hey.
pointed to her or some shit. You know how you had your little hands, you be, doing some shit like that. So I probably was doing this and she probably thought it was directed towards her. And then she was like, rolling window down. What'd you say?
Shady.
Excuse
Yeah,
me,
I mean,
miss. What did you say about me? Ma'am, I was saying your
Well-
windows is tinted very nicely. Go on about your day.
that's what you should have said, because you were talking shit. Shay, now that I know the full story, I gotta say, I think you were at fault. You started
No,
it.
it was not at fault. She raised her window down. She's at fault for talking to me. She didn't have to say nothing to me. Her window was up. How she knew I was even talking to her? I talk with my
You're doing
hands
this,
already. You see what I'm doing
pointing
right
at
now?
me, and my
I
first
do
thing
this
is,
all the time.
I don't know if you're telling me that my tire's flat. I don't know if you're telling me that I hit the curb. I don't know if you're telling me there's a person under my car. So
See, I'm
A
different.
person to be-
I wouldn't have gave a fuck. I would have been like, is she pointing at me? Nah, oh shit. I would have thought, I don't know.
Oh,
But I
no
wouldn't have gave a
shade.
fuck. I wouldn't have cared. I would have been in my own world and I gave a fuck.
Rose
you can't
ran
expect
over.
everybody to be like,
Clearly,
You
I
can't-
can't. Clearly. Think
'Cause I would have been like,
what-
I
did
probably
you
had
say
some
something?
mental health issues.
why she gotta have mental health issues
Because
though?
why are you popping off like that? Who pops off like that?
Shay, you popped out on her.
I did not pop off on her. I wasn't
You-
even directly
you
talking to this lady.
This is her waiting to turn, right?
No,
This is you pulling up
I
to
had
that
the right of
curb.
way to go. I had the walk sign. The walk sign was for me, the pedestrian.
So were you already on the street waiting to go
Yes,
when she
I was, and she
Okay.
was looking the other way. She wasn't looking at me. So if I would have
Okay.
went that street and she was looking this way, she would have hit me if she would have turned.
Right.
Because she wasn't
Hey.
paying attention.
Hey, you should have ran to her car. You wear glasses. You could have said, I didn't see you.
You could have just said my day was go, and you could have like actually
You
ruined her
should-
paint
like
job.
that video, like that video.
I would
Ran
have
to her
ruined
car.
that paint job then.
You should have bounced off the scooter. You should have just been like, oh my God, what did I hit?
The scooter, I can already see the scooter flipping up.
Oh Lord.
Oh my God.
We do not condone criminal activity, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody else in between. We do not
It sounded
condone
very
the criminal
condoning.
activity. No, we do not.
It's not
Technically,
weird.
do you have a restriction on your license?
Yeah.
No.
You do?
Yeah, they know I'm blind.
I know you do because I do too, and we both blind. So I played that real good. Technically, you weren't driving because you were on a scooter, so they couldn't say, "Oh, well, you weren't supposed to be driving without your glasses." It's like I wasn't driving; I was on a scooter.
But isn't anything with like a motor like
It ain't got a
driving?
motor.
It
It's
doesn't?
an electric scooter. It does not have a motor.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like a little motor scooter.
It ain't got no motors, so they're going to the defense. It ain't a car. It ain't. It ain't. Girl, you sis, see. Next time, just pop into them bitches. Just like,
And then I think it was like a cop crossing the street, so he was just sitting there large watching everything. I think he was probably just waiting to see how far it was gonna go before he
Now
had to
that
step
is what
in.
that is the issue I have. Why is the cop just sitting there watching y'all go at it?
He on the other side of the
They-
street waiting to cross.
They're trying to figure out who they're going to arrest. That's what they're trying to figure out.
It's
That's why
gonna
they
be
sit there
her
and watch.
because first of all, if she get out her car and comes over and walked over and assaults me, shit, her ass is going to jail. And I'm gonna make sure she supposed to
Yes.
get locked up.
Shit, I would have said, "Did you hear her, sir? She's threatening to run over. She's threatening to run over me, and I want to file charges." And then
That's
he's
what you
probably like, he was probably on his way out of work. It was like, fuck, like I gotta deal with this. There's gonna be paperwork I gotta deal with.
That's
If
why
these
he
bitches get
waited to
into
see
it.
what happened. So when everything cleared and he walked up, we crossed paths and he just looked at me. And I just looked at him. Like, this some crazy
He was
shit.
shaking his head at you, Shay. Like, I can't
He was
believe these
not
little
shaking his
scooter
head at
girls
me.
doing all this drama.
Little scooter girl.
I love how I'm being painted as the bad person here.
No,
I'm the
but
victim.
look, I wasn't there, and there's always 3 parts. Obviously, in this story, there's 4 parts because the cop also probably has a version. The lady probably has her version, and then God knows what really happened.
All I'm saying is next time you need to strategize.
It's a lot of
That's
shit I gotta
it.
strategize on. You know how many lawsuits I could have had that I walked away from because I wasn't sure about them being lawsuits?
Damn, Shay. Well, you always consult.
Yeah. Anywho,
You got just
what you
consult.
said?
You got connections, just consult. Just ask.
Yeah. All right. Stephanie, do your thing.
Yes. We want to thank you for tuning into our podcast. Again, if you enjoyed our content, please subscribe to our channel, like, and comment. We love feedback. While you're at it, follow us on all streaming platforms, including Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and Pandora. Also, iHeartRadio. You can also find us through Instagram and TikTok. Also, if you have a topic that you would like for us to discuss, or if you'd like to be a guest on our podcast, feel free to email us. Again, thank you, and see you next week for your weekly scoop serving.
Bye.